All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, let me mute everybody. I'll open it up for questions here. Yeah. All right, so welcome to the BMT New Agent Training. We're going to go over the information that you see listed there. We're going to talk about BMT operating systems, primarily being our training program, the AHBT University, our CRM system, and our lead program, and how it all ties in together. We're going to talk about some marketing strategies today. In other words, what you need to be doing on a regular basis. We're going to talk about hours of operation. This is a new segment that I've entered into the new agent training because, I'm really, I'm looking for the best way to get this information to our agents and in the simplest fashion to follow. And I'm really just starting to get more and more specific than I ever have on what it takes to be successful as an insurance agent. So we're going to talk about the hours of operation, and I've actually written a kind of like a mock schedule, and what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis. And then we're going to go over some agent support tools, and the whole training today should take about an hour to an hour and a half. All right, and then I'll point you in the right direction on the university and what product trainings you should start with. But first, let's talk about our operating systems. AHBT University, it's a real exciting website. We developed it last year, and just so you guys understand kind of where this organization is and what's gone into this so far. Again, I mentioned on the sales meeting, I'm sure you guys were on the sales meeting a few minutes ago, Joe and I started benefits management team back in 2015, mid 2015, and had a lot of success with BMT. 2016, we got some momentum. 2017, even more. In 2018, we had a phenomenal year. And we wanted an opportunity to, what happened was I was approached and given the opportunity to become an FMO, to become our own FMO or IMO or MGA, whatever, lingo you're used to hearing. But ultimately what that is an independent marketing organization. So benefits management team was our own agency, but we were using the tools of a larger shop. And when approached on getting some FMO contracts of our own, it gave us the opportunity then to be the tool creator, so to speak. So we left the organization we were with. We sold the lion's share of our distribution and used that capital to start American Health Benefits Team, which is the name of our LLC. I'm trying not to confuse anybody right now, but American Health Benefits Team is the actual name of the company. We're still going to be doing business as Benefits Management Team. So we've spent the majority of 2019 really building these operating systems and getting ourselves in a position that we felt comfortable enough to take it to the market, and continue to grow and build the way that we had in the prior years. So guys, I'm very comfortable with our system right now and where it's at. And I want you guys to understand that what you'll see today is really some ground floor stuff. I mean, this is, we're on the ground floor of everything, and it's not going to be the same thing and tools that you're going to be seeing and using in a year from now, definitely not 5 years from now. So we're committed to always evolving is the point I'm getting to with that. But I'm going to go through the systems with you guys and what you need to specifically focus on and work with. And we're very confident in the tools that we provide now to be able to, go out and compete with some of the best insurance organizations out there, especially in our, space that we focus on, being the under 65 health insurance market. So we're going to go over the systems today. And, that was just my my backstory or my explanation of the, the AHPT and the BMT thing. I don't want to confuse you guys with it, but, that's what it is. Anyway, so AHPT University is our training platform. It's built now where, we can plug on as many trainings as we want. I wasn't going to record this training because I'm going to be hosting these meetings every couple of weeks, but just at the last minute here, I decided to record it. And we'll go ahead and throw this up on the AHPT University. But the majority of our trainings moving forward are recorded and loaded onto the university, or going to be loaded onto the university. And so that's really going to be a tool that you're going to be able to refer to as you need it. All right. So a lot of times in this business, when, we get started, we see some initial success. And then after 90 days or 6 months, we start to see a plateau. And most of the time it's because we veered away from the system. So, I really wanted a training platform or a training tool that agents could refer to when they, specific, obviously in the beginning, you're going to need to refer to that, but more so when you're, as you're working your business and you start to hit those plateaus or get frustrated, now you can refer back to the AHPT University site and see where you're missing it. Because the answer always is, as you're building your business, the answer is always going to be get back to the basics. So when you see a rut, or you're in a rut and your sales aren't there for the week, or you're not recruiting the agents that you want to recruit, or whatever. Whenever you get down in a rut in your business, the answer to get back on track and continue to build momentum is always going to be to get back to the basics. So we just want to put a lot of good training content on the university, and again, have that as a tool for agents to refer to. So you guys will be seeing that today for the first time. The LeadMaster, which is our CRM system, we're going to show you guys that, and we're going to show you all the tools that you have within that. And then you'll obviously see, kind of where it's at today. And, maybe I'll paint a picture for you on where it's going to be over time. We're going to go in great detail about our lead program and how to earn leads. We'll talk about the AHPT library, and then we'll talk about recruiting as well, for those of you that are interested in building an agency. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this PowerPoint, and I'm just going to go directly into these systems so you guys can see them. But let's start with the university, okay? So AHPT University is the website, okay? When you first go to the website, you're gonna see the homepage here, and you're gonna have an option to log in and register. Obviously, if you haven't logged in, your first time, you'll need to register. So you'll click on register. It's gonna ask you to put your information in, name, number, email, all that. It will send you an email with a registration code. You'll go to your email, you'll copy the registration code, you'll bring it back to AHPT University. Works very similarly to any other website that you've registered for at this point. So should be a pretty smooth process to get registered on the university. And once you're registered, you'll see the AHPT courses pop up, all right? And if you click on AHPT courses, the ones I want you to focus on to start would be the carrier training, AHPT carrier training, and AHPT sales training. Don't focus so much on the systems training, as it's not up to date. It's probably got systems training that we did, probably over a year ago or maybe just about a year ago, when we were just when this was all more of an idea. We're at the point now where, again, the system is just about built, and now it's just a matter of, always plugging more content in. So that's why I'm recording this. I'll add this to the AHBT systems training, but the carrier training, very relevant and up to date. If you click on the carrier training, it's not really necessary to do any Obamacare training at this point. You can probably leave that till we, get closer to open enrollment, if you decide to offer Obamacare options to your clients, that's when the training would become much more relevant, obviously. Probably sometime August, September. That's going to be the time of year when you'll really hear us start to talk about Obamacare and getting the training going on Obamacare. Philadelphia American training, very relevant. Both of these, great Philadelphia American trainings. Watch them. When you guys watch my training, you'll notice that there's not a lot of information in there that is irrelevant. All right. So in other words, it's all very relevant information, how to run quotes, how to present the products, how to review and actually learn all of the benefits of the plan. The training will offer an overview of the benefits, but you're going to want to, get into your training, get into your portals, your sales portals, your carrier portals, that kind of thing. Pull up some brochures and do a little bit more learning on the products. But as far as how to quote, how to enroll, how to present these products, that's the information you're going to learn from these trainings. And then obviously there is, we do touch on the product and give you an overview of the product and some of the top benefits of the products as well. So, so we've got Philadelphia American training, National General training. I do have a United Healthcare training as well that we will be putting on the university. And then obviously we're going to be conducting a Mutual of Omaha training here very, very soon that will be going on the university as well. As we continue to do product trainings, right? We do a Philadelphia American training this year, NatGen training. These carriers are constantly coming out with new products, right? They're constantly adding new products. They're constantly changing their products. So, we do a good couple of trainings per year, and we'll continue to update the university here. But the trainings that are on there right now, Philadelphia American, NatGen, great trainings, very relevant, and will teach you what you need to know in order to be able to sell those products. Now, those are our two, probably 80% of our business or better comes from these two carriers. So Philadelphia American, National General, these are our core carriers. And I assume it's because they provide the best advances for agents. That would be my guess. Philadelphia American has a 9-month advance, so you can make a lot of cash up front when you sell Philadelphia American. National General, most products are a 6-month advance, but if you sell a short term, which is 2 years or longer, so some states have 2-year short terms, some states have 3-year short terms. If you sell a short term with National General of 2 years or longer, then you're going to get a 10-month advance on the product. So again, a lot of good cash being generated from these products. United Healthcare is an as-earned contract currently. We are in the process of trying to negotiate an advance on that, but right now it's being paid as earned. And actually, there's a couple of agents that like selling United Healthcare and like the advanced commissions, and there's a couple agents out there that are on our brokerage side that are earning $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 a month from selling these as earned products. And that was a brand new contract that we got about a year ago. So it was about last February that we acquired the FMO contract with United Healthcare. And so there are some agents that's their go-to. They like the as earned, and they're making a relatively substantial income at this point when, in just less than a year selling United Healthcare, and they don't have to worry about chargebacks. So So I'm going to get the United Healthcare training on the university. I'll have that as a to-do this week. But that's probably only about 20% of our business, maybe 15% of our business at this point. And again, I assume it's because it's paid as earned. And most agents like the advance commission. When I was selling, living off commissions, it was all about the advance for me. I pretty much sold the products that I got the good advance from. So Philadelphia American, National General, our core carriers, both have good advances, both pay very quickly. So it's a good place to start with those products. And guys, it's important that you don't overwhelm yourself with products in the beginning. I started in this business in 2005. I didn't start my own agency till 2015. So for those 10 years, I was with an organization that literally sold one carrier. And we sold one product from that one carrier, all right? And we had a very niche lead market, right? We worked small business owners selling that one product from that one carrier, all right? And we made a lot of money, and we built a large agency across the country. And but also I remember along the way, I remember leaving business on the table, because I offered this one product. I didn't work with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Sometimes I come across a group and they want Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I didn't provide it. Other times I'd come across clients that wanted life insurance, and I didn't offer much of it. I would pass it on. Medicare, didn't offer it at all. I'd pass it on. So I left business on the table when I did, focus on that one carrier. So when I started my own agency, it was my idea to kind of be a catch-all, right? And offer all of the products. Well, I found out real quick that when you offer all the products and you train agents on all the products in the beginning, it becomes extremely overwhelming. Okay, so agents get, and I was the same way. I didn't want to learn anything else, it was like, okay, I missed the life deal. I left the deal on the table, but I didn't want to take the time to go learn it, because I just wanted to find the next sale with the product that I knew well. And again, that worked. So the agents that I know today that make the most money, they pretty much have, their portfolio is very similar to ours, where 80 to 85% of their business is one or two carriers that they like working with and like selling. So guys, it's not, it doesn't pay in this industry to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, all right? If you're very part-time on Medicare subs and very part-time on health insurance and very part-time on life insurance and very part-time on, any other, opportunity that is out there today, whether it's Legal Shield or Amway or whatever, what happens if you're really part-time in all these things, you never gain any momentum in any of it. All right, so the way you have success in this business is by focusing on that one product, those two products that you like. And Philadelphia American and National General is a great place to start, because in my opinion, and I've yet to be proven wrong, and if you know of any products out there that you'd like to put in front of me and try to debate this, I'd welcome that. But there is no better limited medical product on the market than Philadelphia American. There's just none. There's no better portfolio of products that can be offered on the market than Philadelphia American in terms of limited med. Not Manhattan Life, not HII, not any of the other limited med carriers out there. Philadelphia American has that market. Okay, they do right now. And then National General on the flip side of that, there's no better short-term medical out there than National General or United Healthcare. Those are the two best short-term medicals on the market, all right? Because they actually work like major medicals. And I will get into, I'll do some product overviews tomorrow when we go over sales training, and back up my, I will back up my claim that these are the best carriers, okay? They are the best carriers. I know this market. I know this business. When we first started our agency in 2015, we chose carriers for two reasons. We said, who's going to pay us the most commission, and what's going to be the cheapest option for the customer? Well, after about 6 months, we learned not to pick products based on the commission that they offer and the price to the consumer, because you always get what you pay for, right? So when customer service complaints started coming in, I basically said at that point, I said, Joe, I don't give a shit if it's 10, 20% more expensive, 30% more expensive. We are going to sell the best products on the market, because I do not want to deal with the customer service end of it. I'm telling you, you don't want to be an insurance agent that you sell a product and it doesn't work the way that you tell the customer it's going to work, and all of a sudden you're getting the phone calls, on a Saturday afternoon because, homeboy's wife is in the hospital and, they're saying we can't do anything for her because your insurance isn't covering it. You do not want that phone call. All right, trust me. So we sell the best products, and here's where you start with your carrier training. All right, start with these carriers. I'll get the UHC training on there by the end of the week, I promise, and then go into the UHC training as well. And we'll always be adding to this. So this carrier trainings, and then also under AHBT courses, we've got some sales trainings. All right, presentation training, prospect situation training, how to dance with your clients. Presentation is basically, it's obvious, how to present the policy, right? Prospect situation, there's only so many situations that you're going to come across, okay? And so, the prospect situation training will go over those situations that you're going to come across as you're selling. Now, it's not going to teach you everything about every situation. The only way you learn how to handle every situation that you could possibly come across is by coming across those situations, all right? And calling myself or Joe or your upline leader and working through it, all right? This prospect situation is just an overview. This is when, what you should take from that prospect situation training is when you should really pursue a prospect, all right? So in other words, you hear that the prospect situation is X, right? And you can help that prospect, right? And it also will tell you when to dump a prospect, when to let them go, when you can't help them, all right? So that's what you're going to learn from that prospect situation training, all right? But somebody who's got, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, is diabetic and, weighs 600 pounds, obviously that's an Obamacare situation, but, it's not going to go into detail like that on the prospect situation, all right? And then how to dance with your clients to close more sales is the most common objections that you're going to hear, okay? Again, is it going to teach you how to overcome every single objection that you may get? No, right? But if you're a natural salesperson, you probably already know how to overcome every objection, right? Because it's a process, right? Agree with the objection, sympathize with the objection, overcome the objection, right? But so how to dance with your clients is basically going to go over the most common objections that you guys are going to hear in this game and how to overcome those objections. Tomorrow's sales training is going to be, how to approach each different lead and the script for each different lead source that we offer. And so tomorrow's sales training is going to be also loaded on here, and any other sales training that we do in the future will be loaded on here. But these are some great trainings to get started with, guys, when you're fresh out of the gate. So this is the university. I can't wait till, couple, 2-3 years down the road when we literally have, several hundred training videos on this platform, and it's literally just going to be a library of information for insurance sales reps as they're starting their career. So if you haven't registered at the university yet, do that, okay? ahbtuniversity.com, register and go in, start with the carrier trainings, move on to the sales training, make sure that you're on tomorrow's sales training as well. All right, so that's one system. Another system we've spent quite a bit of time building is the LeadMaster system, and that's what you're looking at right here, okay? So this is LeadMaster. And I'm going to go over some of the most important parts of LeadMaster for you guys. So when you log in, first thing you're going to see is the agent leaderboard. Okay. When you write business, you'll plug it into the system, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. And, your name will pop up. You'll have some, production next to you, Joe, 6 apps for 7,000 in AV. Okay. And so that's the leaderboard. All right. When you first log into LeadMaster, and your LeadMaster credentials are going to come from Karina. So once you get your contracts done, you'll send Karina an email, and she'll and let her know, hey, I'm ready for LeadMaster. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead, send Karina an email. She'll get you set up with LeadMaster, and this is what it will look like when you log in. First thing you want to do is go to your agent profile. Okay. Go to your agent profile and put your information in. Okay. Your name, your address, all right, your phone number, your email, all right, state licenses. Okay. That's very important. State licenses are important so we know what states you can get leads in. Okay. So if your resident state is Florida, and you don't update your state licenses, you're only getting leads in Florida to start. Okay, so if you're licensed in Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, make sure you add all those states, and we'll make sure that we get all those state licenses, or we'll make sure that then we open up the lead flow in those states as well. All right, because we've got leads all over the place, not just Florida, leads everywhere. Right? And if you're licensed everywhere, you want to have access to those leads, especially when we have new leads coming in the system, right? If we have new leads coming in the system, new A leads, right? New A leads coming in the system, you want to make sure that you have access to those, right? So make sure that you add your licenses. Carrier appointments, this is more just for yourself. Add your carrier appointment. So your carrier, you're appointed with NatGen, your writing number. I actually know my writing number for Philly, so I'll go ahead and write that. Add that in there. And this is just more for yourself to stay organized, okay? And then languages, if you speak another language, you can go ahead and add that. If we ever get a lead request that says, I need someone who speaks Arabic, we'll go through LeadMaster and see if somebody has that language added, and that lead will automatically go to you. Obviously, the most common one being Spanish, but that happens all the time. So if you speak Spanish, go ahead and add it in there, because we get leads that speak Spanish regularly and request, to speak to a Spanish-speaking agent, all right? So that's the first step when you go into LeadMaster, is just to update your agent profile, okay? Very simple. Couple of these tabs that I'm going to go over with you. First one is lead acquisition. Let's talk about our lead program. All right. When you click on lead acquisition and you go to buy a network lead, okay, whatever states you're licensed in is going to be the states that you have leads available in. Okay. So you click on buy a network lead, and then those options are going to pop up. All right. It's taking a minute now. And here you go. So these are the different lead sources that we have currently, okay? We're also working on 2 other lead sources that I will tell you guys about here shortly. And who knows, this being recorded, by the time you watch this, those lead sources may be fully active. But these are the lead sources that we have going as we speak, all right? So I'm just gonna go down the line and I'll explain everything to you, explain the lead sources. So we've got under 65 B leads, okay? 223,000, almost 224,000 of those leads available, okay? Grab one, they're free. So you click here to grab one of those leads, all right? I'm not gonna do that right now, but I will show you that feature in a moment here. So what is an under 65 B lead? An under 65 B lead is a health insurance lead, somebody that buys their own health insurance, and it's somebody that we as an agency have spoken to at some point, all right? And they obviously haven't become a customer yet, all right? So maybe we, maybe we telemarketed the lead ourselves. You know, at one point, Joe and I had, 10 telemarketers on staff with BMT. There was another point where we had 10 Filipinos out in the Philippines doing our telemarketing for us. So maybe it was a lead that was generated by, one of our call centers, our organic call centers. Maybe it was a lead that was generated, from a third-party vendor, and that we bought the lead, right? But at some point, one of our agents has called one of these leads and they have not been sold, all right? Now, any agency you go to is going to have these leads. Any agency that's been operating for, a respective period of time is going to have a large database, and that's usually what, as a new agent, you start calling on, all right? And just like, anywhere else, that's what I recommend you start calling on right off the bat, all right, is the free leads in the system, okay? Again, these are leads that buy their own health insurance. We may have all the information that you could possibly want when calling that lead and selling the product that you sell. You may have their current carrier. You may have the price that they're paying. You may have all their medical conditions, because maybe we didn't sell that lead at that time, but we gathered some more information. And data is so important, guys. It's so important to gather data when you're calling these leads, okay? And maybe it's not, maybe you're having a conversation with this customer or this prospect, and you're gathering data and you're putting it in on the system under the notes, and you follow up with that person several times and it just never becomes a deal, right? And the only thing you accomplished was gathering that data, right? Well, the next agent that calls that lead is going to have more data thanks to you. You might be thinking, well, that does me no good, right? But when you have a lot of other agents out there gathering data on leads, right, it's only going to help you when you do go call those leads, all right? So you've got a very large database of leads that we've accumulated over the years that you can call on, okay? Also, in the under 65 B lead bucket, you're going to have small business owners, okay? The majority of those leads are small business owners. We've been focusing on the small business owner market, for me, since day one, since back in 2005, that's the market I've worked. So naturally, when launching our agency, 5 years ago, that was the target market that I've been working with since day one. That's the target market that we continue to work with. There's no better client than a small business owner when you're selling individual health insurance, okay? And individual life insurance, and, there's disability products that we offer and all that. So, so under 65 B leads, again, they buy their own health insurance. 9 times out of 10, you're talking to a small business owner, and it's important for you to gather the information when you're making the calls. We'll talk about that again in great detail tomorrow. But there's a very good chance that when you are calling these leads initially, you're going to have a ton of information to work off of, right? So again, tomorrow's sales training, we're going to talk about how to approach each lead. All right, right now I just want to go over the different lead sources with you. All right, so those are all free. The under 65 A leads, which are 1 lead credit each, okay? You'll see lead credits up here available. I'll get to that in a second. But the under 65 A leads are 1 lead credit each. We currently have 500, just over 500 of those leads in the system, all right? These leads are phenomenal leads, okay? These are telemarketed leads, okay? They were telemarketed within the last 90 days, and they are shared. So we share them with US Health Advisor. We know US Health Advisor. USHA agents are calling these leads. There's probably a couple other agents that are calling these leads, and then we're calling these leads. So they're shared telemarketed leads, okay? But why are they so good? They're so good because you've got the information that you need, right? They're vetted for income, they're vetted for pre-existing, right? And you in a lot of cases, again, you're going to have the carrier that they have. You're going to have the price that they're paying. You're going to have the ages of everybody that's going to be on the plan, right? And guys, I love our odds when we're competing against U.S. Health Advisors, all right? When you hear a client say that they've got U.S. Health Advisors or they've got Cigna or they've got Freedom Life, we're going to crush that every single time. So what these are is these are telemarketed small business owners, okay? The reason I love these leads so much is because they take phone calls about health insurance, okay? They're going to take your phone call. With some sales ability, you're going to be able to have an opportunity to earn their business, all right? So those are the over 65A leads. Under 65A leads, $1 credit each, okay? Over 65B leads, okay? These are gonna be, we don't have anything loaded in there right now. Once we get a strong showing of agents with the interest in selling Medicare, we can very easily load in some over 65B leads. And what those are gonna be is, it's gonna be an aging in list, right? So again, the same leads that any other organization are working. Prospects turning 65, they're going to be going on to Medicare. Those are going to be the over 65B leads, and we can load that up at any time. So if selling Medicare is something that you're primarily interested in, we can go ahead and put those leads in the system for you. Over 65A leads are telemarketed leads that are generated directly off of the aging in list. So again, we can turn those leads on at any point, okay? Internet A leads, okay? Internet A leads are real-time internet leads. These are $4 credits, $4 in lead credits each. So somebody's sitting at their computer shopping on Google for a health insurance quote. They're going to be put through a long questionnaire, health, tobacco, blah, 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 income. And then they click, get my quote now. And most of the time they will get a message on the computer that says your agent will be contacting you shortly, right? Then that lead automatically goes into LeadMaster, and you can buy that for $4 in lead credits. And time is of the essence with those leads, obviously. You're gonna have a better shot at getting a hold of them if you are the first agent calling them right out of the gate. Because again, these are shared internet leads, but they're real-time internet leads, all right? And we can turn that lead flow on and off as we want as well, okay? I'm gonna skip recruiting for a second, go down to internet leads. So these are also internet leads. These are internet leads that we're shopping within the last 90 days, all right? And these are $1 lead credits, okay? So you've got $4 lead credits on the real-time internet leads, $1 lead credits on the 90-day internet leads, okay? And what agents say, a lot of agents say they like the $1 leads better. They like the $1 leads best, right? Because these are people that, these real-time A leads, these things get bombarded. They put their information in online. They're getting 20 calls that first day from 6 different agents. It's enough to frustrate somebody to the point to say, the hell with it. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. And then what happens is, we come in 30 days later or 60 days later and say, hey, I know you were looking for health insurance. Your name came across my desk. I know you were looking for health insurance recently. I'm sure you got bombarded. I always like to be a little bit respectful and let the dust settle a little bit before I call you. Hey, did you find what you were looking for? You know how many people haven't found what they were looking for? Or do you know how many people went with the first product that they heard and they ended up with a U.S. Health Advisor plan? A lot. So there's incredible opportunity in those leads, okay? And then we have Philly quoted A leads, which are real-time telemarketed leads, okay? And we have these, trickle in throughout the week. So we've got real-time telemarketed leads, which we call Philly quoted A leads. We used to have them our telemarketers used to send the quote out, the Philadelphia American quote. We stopped that because we didn't want people thinking that that was the only product that we offered. So we started, we're going to change the name on that to telemarketed leads, but that's basically what they are. The Philly Quoted A leads. These are telemarketed leads. These are $10 in lead credits, okay? So you got fresh telemarketed leads. These are truly exclusive, okay? Nobody touches these but you. Those are $10 lead credits. You've got 90-day internet leads, $1 lead credits, and you know, and agents have plenty of success with them. You've got real-time internet leads, $4 lead credits. You've got under 65 A leads, telemarketed leads generated within 90 days. And then you've got our database of leads that we've accumulated over time at your disposal. We also have sales dialers. Okay, we've got auto dialers available. All right, so if you want to get set up with an auto dialer, we are more than happy to provide one for you. But we used to handle, you know, about a year ago, we did a beta test, maybe less, maybe 8 months ago. We did a beta test where we were providing auto dialers for agents, and we handed out probably 30 auto dialer accounts. And, you know, we found that, you know, most agents just wouldn't use them, you know, so we ended up paying, you know, $89 or $99 a month for auto dialers for them just to sit there and not be used. So we said, you know, forget that. We're not going to do that anymore. But if you call me and say, hey, I'd really love to, you know, get my hands on an auto dialer, or you call Joe and you say, listen, I really want to have access to an auto dialer, we will load campaigns in there for you. We will set you up with the dialer. You know, in the university, we actually also have, if you go to systems training, one of the systems training is the sales dialer training. So we've got the training available on the sales dialer, all right? So we will provide an auto dialer for you, but you got to use it. I mean, as simple as that. You got to use it. If you're using the auto dialer, we'll keep buying it. We'll pay for it, but no problem, okay? Because it'll be profitable for us and for you, okay? So we'll provide the auto dialer for you, but we're going to monitor it, okay? We're going to look at, we're going to make sure that every day you're using it, or at least every week you're getting the amount of hours in on it, you're having the amount of talk time on it. I mean, we get all those numbers. So we are going to monitor it if you want an auto dialer. But we can definitely provide that for you. And that's a good way to burn through as many of these B leads as you can and find the people that you can help right away. Because starting out, you have no lead credits, okay? If you're just getting started, you have no lead credits. So you're not going to see A leads available, internet A leads, internet leads, telemarketed leads. You're not going to see any of those leads available when you have 0 lead credits. Okay, all you're going to see available is the free leads. So it's not a bad idea to get set up with an auto dialer and burn through some of those leads to find yourself a quick deal. Then you can start to earn some lead credits, okay? And then once you have lead credits, you'll see these other leads open up, okay? The way you earn lead credits is by entering sales in the system. It's simple as that, okay? You write a deal, you enter it in the system, you get lead credits, okay? And I would go through that process with you right now, but we like to hear from you every single time you make your first sale so we can make a big deal out of it. So I'm not going to go in detail on how to enter a sale right now. I said I would, but I'm not going to, because I want you guys to call me or Joe when you make your first sale, and we will walk you through entering it and getting your lead credits, all right? Because what happens is, you know, too many times, you know, agents write deals, they don't log their sales, and, you know, until 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, or they never log it. You want to make sure that you log that sale. So call us when you make your first sale. We will walk you through how to enter that into LeadMaster. All right, and then you'll see each sale that you write, each deal that you write has a specific amount of lead credits that you're going to get per sale, and you'll start to accumulate those lead credits. Now, don't let them accumulate. Okay, a lot of agents let those things accumulate. Don't let that happen. All right, if you have lead credits, spend them, buy the leads. Those lead credits do you no good just sitting there. Okay, buy the leads, as many as you can. You know, these internet leads, they become available. It's not shocking to me that there's none available right now, because agents hawk this thing. They hawk the system. They wait until they have some of those available. They click on it right away. Same thing with these leads, okay? But if there aren't any available and you're looking to get on the phones and make some money and you're sitting on a couple $100 in lead credits, these are phenomenal leads, these telemarketed leads. These are people that take calls about health insurance. These are great leads. These are people that were shopping for health insurance within the last 90 days. You know, I think we've got an agent on here, brand new recruit, that told Joe a couple weeks ago, there's no such thing as a bad lead, just bad salespeople. And that's true. I could take any one of these lead sources solely, just that one lead source, and go be successful by getting on the phones and calling. That's the key. I think too many agents come into an organization, or our organization, or any organization, make 10 phone calls on the leads, get nowhere, and say, well, this ain't gonna work. These leads suck. Puh. These leads are garbage. Puh. Right? There's no magical lead source out there. I just want you guys to know that. There is, if you're an opportunity hopper, which is what I call people that bounce from agency to agency looking for the golden lead source, there is no such thing as the golden lead source. Okay? The golden ticket, or the golden source of success, is just hard work, man. Hard work, and always developing yourself to be a better agent. Develop your product knowledge, develop your prospect situation, develop your closing skills, all right? That's how you have success, not by finding the golden lead source. There's no such thing as the golden lead source, all right? So these are the leads we have available right now. The other two leads that we're working on, one is a live transfer lead, okay? We're working on getting live transfers rolled out for the agents that, you know, again, that have lead credits, number one, but also have proven that they can close deals, all right? We will have a lead, a live transfer lead program. I'd say no later than by the end of this month. We should have something in place, all right? So we're working on live transfers. And then the other thing we're working on is social media, okay? Marketing through our social media. We've not perfected it, but we're in the process of learning ClickFunnels and, you know, lead generation online. And that's another tool that Luis Antonio can help you guys with. He's committed to getting this thing up and running and learning as much as he can. And then, you know, giving that knowledge out to our agents, right, and our team. So we're working on that, and once we start to, you know, perfect, and we haven't launched it yet. We're still building the funnel and learning. We've actually launched a recruiting ClickFunnel a couple days ago, and maybe you guys have seen it if you're active on social media. But we've got a recruiting campaign that's running as we speak. And so we will have a lead generation campaign up and running by the end of this week. You know, so as leads start to generate off of those campaigns, we will be plugging those leads directly into LeadMaster. And, you know, the agents that have lead credits will be able to call on those leads and, you know, start closing them. And again, that's going to be, there's going to be a different way to approach that lead than there is to approach this lead. All right, and we're going to go in great detail on that tomorrow. All right, so that's the lead program. Okay, can you become successful solely off of the lead program that we offer? 100%, absolutely, no doubt about it. You can become successful working nothing but under 65B leads. You can become successful working nothing but under 65A leads. Working nothing but internet leads, working nothing but telemarketing leads. You can become successful off of one lead source. I did. I told you guys that, right? Back in the day, I sold one product, one carrier, one lead source, okay? And you guys can do the same. But we offer all the different, you know, lead sources that you could possibly imagine. If you were starting an agency, which you guys are, right? And you're starting your business, tell me another lead source that we haven't mentioned that you'd like to see implemented, and let's talk about it. We're at a stage of building. I'm open to all ideas. Okay. But the truth is, you could solely work our lead program, and if you put the amount of hours in, the amount of dials necessary to get the amount of presentations that you need in order to write the AV that you need, in order to make the money that you want to be successful, and you would be just fine. Okay. So I'm very pleased with our lead program and where it's gotten to this point, and we're not done yet. As I said, ClickFunnels, social media leads, they're coming. Live transfers, that program is coming. All right. Once we get those implemented and done, I might just sit back for a year and let it ride, and we'll see how those leads, perform. All right. But I'm very confident, because I have agents doing it right now. I'm very confident that the way that our lead system is today, you can have success just by picking up the phone. All right. So that's the lead program. Okay. Another thing I want to show you on the Lead Master system here is the library, the AHBT library. Okay, so if you click on AHBT library, you're going to see, you can get to the AHBT University from here, right? You can click on files and resources, and that's going to take you to brochures. All the product brochures are in here. The commission schedule, okay? Health insurance news, okay? If you want to, you're looking for content for your social media platform, you can come in here and get an article, something that's up to date. Incentives, right? We've got some incentives going right now. You can earn, Philadelphia American has a trip that's, agents are working towards, and AHBT has a trip that agents can work towards. 650,000 in annual volume by the end of open enrollment this year, and you're going to go on a trip next year, first quarter. All right, it'll be the first AHBT trip. Okay, AHBT marketing tools. Let's see what we got in marketing tools. Nothing yet. That's why I clicked on it, because I wasn't sure if we had anything in there yet. AHBT quick links, which you can also get to up here. These are some of the most common websites that you'll work with. You've got NatGen, Philly, United Healthcare, the 3 core carriers we work with. And then you can also get to those PPO network websites, okay, and shop the different PPO networks. Make sure that the customer you're talking to, if you're selling them a Philly plan, PHCS is the PPO network. Well, they say, hey, does my doctor accept this? Go to the PHCS PPO platform, and you can shop for their doctor by name. All right, so we've got some of these quick links available here for you. All right, AHBT sales tools. I don't know if we have anything in there yet. Oh, we do. Okay, so we got some sales tools. Product availability, NatGen and Philly, group census form, when you come across a group quote, all right? Sales tracking sheet, marketplace profiles. These just some tools for you guys to use. All right, average cost per inpatient day across the U.S. That's important, because that's how all limited benefit plans work, right? They cover you up to a specific amount each day. So it's important to know what the average cost per day is. So just some sales tools, get in there and look around and click through some of this stuff. And AHBT scripts, okay? Which this is what I'm working on today, making sure that we have all the right scripts for all the right lead sources, okay? So that's the AHBT library. A couple other things you have in the library. Agent support, okay? If you click on agent support, you can, there isn't, okay, so that's not up and running. I didn't think that was up and running yet. But what that will be, what that will look like, guys, is, some of the most common questions that are asked, maybe a commission question, a carrier question, maybe you I don't know, need your login info or something. I mean, that wouldn't make sense because you'd automatically be logged in. But, we're going to build an agent support platform. Right now, any agent support that you need, you just call us, right? You call Joe, you call myself. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to be difficult to, get maybe yourselves on the phone, right? Maybe it'll be hard for your agents. Maybe you have a team of agents and it's difficult, to get you on the phone because you're so busy, right? Hopefully that's a good problem to have for everybody. So we're going to have an agent support platform where agents can go to and ask some of the most commonly asked questions, and there will be auto responders and things like that. That's something that is going to be built, okay? I want to go back to the lead options because I said I would get back to the recruiting leads. I didn't talk about the recruiting leads. What the recruiting leads are, let me wait for it to pull up here so you guys can see it. All right, so what the recruiting leads are here, which you can see there's almost 1,700 in there. Recruiting leads are people, agents, they're all agents, every single one of them in there is an agent that has applied to our opportunity at some point, okay? They may have applied to BMT in 2018. They may have applied to BMT in 2017, and we didn't get them for whatever reason, right? But these are recruiting leads that you can call on and start to build your organization. Now, I don't recommend that right out of the gate unless you're, have a ton of experience and you know exactly what you need to do as far as the mechanicals go on a daily basis, and you want to build your team from day one, reach out to us and we'll unlock that feature for you. But usually this feature doesn't get unlocked until you become a leader with AHPT. And once you're a leader, then you'll have access to the recruiting leads, okay? And we'll start to do leader trainings and things like that and leader meetings. And, as we start to have some, rock star leaders emerge here. But guys, if you want to recruit day one, just call Joe, call myself. We will absolutely give you the opportunity to start recruiting right out of the gate, okay? And we've got some pretty simple recruiting tools for you to use that makes recruiting, makes it almost as automated as it could be, put it that way. All right, so those are the recruiting leads, okay? These are all people that have applied to our opportunity at some point. User settings, you can put a profile picture on there, change your password. That's the bulk of, what you need to know. Set your agent profile up. You need to know where to find leads. It's under lead acquisition, okay? When you make your first sale, you call Joe or myself. We'll walk you through how to enter the sale, and you can obviously get to scripts and the training platform off of here, okay? As you can see, guys, there's plenty of room for growth. Again, I keep talking about the future, and the reason is because, I see this thing being built, pretty rapidly here, and I couldn't be more excited about it. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am to build your business. But, when you look at this thing 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, there's going to be a lot more content in there for the agents coming on board. So if you are somebody who likes the idea of being a major part of AHPT's growth, right? And you've got some ideas for the Lead Master program or the university, don't keep it bottled up. Call Joe, call myself. This AHPT University is a product of a suggestion that we got from one of our first agents that we brought on board like last March, right? Guy comes on board last March. He had a suggestion in one of his meetings, and we started building out AHPT University. All right, so we're all about taking ideas from you guys. If you have some, if you have some ideas, and it can certainly help to the growth of our company, then we want to hear it. All right, guys. But the main thing to know on this system is where to find the leads. Right, that's the question I get the most. Where do I get my leads? All right, so under lead acquisition, you get your leads. You got the free leads. We've got an auto dialer available for you if you're going to use it. And obviously, you've got, once you start writing business, you earn the lead credits, and we'll open up all the other lead options for you that you need lead credits to buy, okay? So that's the systems, right? Let's go back to our PowerPoint now and talk about the rest. Okay, so that's the operating systems. Okay, you got the lead program, the CRM, and the training platform. Okay, we talked a little bit about recruiting and the opportunity there. And just so you guys know, when it comes to recruiting, I mean, if being a leader and building and having an agency and having a downline excites you, I mean, now's the time, guys. Now's the time. Now is definitely the time. And you're in the right place because we're just getting started as an organization. So guys, I know leaders in this business that have no business being leaders in this business. I know guys in this industry making $250 and above that you know, they're just some of the worst salesmen I've ever met in my life. And I have no idea how they've become successful. Well, I actually do know. I mean, the reason is because they got in on the ground floor of an organization that's now, you know, worth probably $75–80 million. They got in on the ground floor of that, right? So just by showing up and working and going over the mechanics, you know, day to day, they've inevitably become a leader and have built, you know, a nice little book of business for themselves, and they're doing very well, right? So guys, now's the time. You know, if that's something that excites you, please let Joe and myself know, and we'll make sure that you have the opportunity to recruit. All right, so marketing strategies. Let's get into some of the meat and potatoes now. All right, guys. You've got, you know, on the left side of your screen, you see dials, walk and talk, all right? And then on the right side, you see smart marketing, okay? And, you know, to this day, the best way to build your business is to pick up the phone and call your customer directly. That's the best way to build your business, unfortunately, because even if you put some brilliant marketing strategy out there, all right, you still haven't done nearly enough of that in order to earn a substantial income, okay? And I hope that makes sense. So, you know, let's take Coca-Cola, for example. You can look at a billboard and see Coca-Cola, you know exactly what it is, and maybe it, you know, it makes you thirsty for a Coke. You go buy a Coke, right? But you probably wouldn't even need to see it on that billboard, right? To know that Coke was a good option to buy if you were thirsty, right? Man, it's a lot of people's top option, okay? Which it shouldn't be, but it is, right? But, you know, if Coca-Cola was starting out today, do you think that that one billboard, okay, would give them the sales that they need to be successful? The answer is no, okay? That one billboard's not gonna do it, okay? That one trade show is not gonna do it. That one social media post is not gonna do it. But if somebody was sitting at the desk all day, every day, and they needed to sell 3 cases of Coke to meet their nut, okay? They had to sell 3 cases of Coke every single day to meet their nut, whatever it is, right? Do you think a social media post, a billboard, and a trade show will get them their 3 cases of Coke? Maybe, right? But probably not. But if they had a pitch, right? If they had a list of people that bought soda, or as we say in Chicago, pop, okay? If they had a list of people that bought soda pop and they called all day off of that list, do you think they'd sell 3 cases of Coke to meet their nut? Absolutely they would, all right? So to this day, the best way to build your business when you have absolutely nothing behind you in terms of marketing, right? In terms of branding, nobody knows you as an insurance professional. The best way to build your business is to pick up the phone and dial those lead sources that we just talked about. Okay? Another great way is walk and talk. Get out in the community, okay? And we've got agents out there right now that are walking and talking, and they never get on the phone. They just love walking and talking, and that's fine, all right? Same thing with the Coca-Cola example. If you were selling Coke, you're gonna have a better shot at selling the amount of Coke that you need to meet your nut by picking up the phone, calling people that buy pop, or getting out in the community and going to the places that people buy pop. All right, so dials and walk and talk is the best way to build your business right now. Okay, it's the only way to build your business right now. Okay, even if you do a social media campaign, you still at some point have to pick up the phone and call the leads. All right, so dials and walking and talking is the best way to build your business. Now, when you talk, more specifically, who do you call? Well, we just went over 5 or 6 different lead sources that you have available to you. We just talked about an auto dialer system that we can provide for you, right? Okay, great. Walking, talking. Who do I walk? Where do I walk to? And who do I talk to, right? Well, you walk into small businesses, okay? And not the small businesses like the Taco Bell or the Chick-fil-A. Those are large corporations, right? What's a good small business to walk into? The auto body shop, the mechanic's garage, the mom and pop liquor store, the mom and pop convenience store, the travel agent, the spa, okay? The one owner, one brick and mortar places. That's where you want to go. Because 9 times out of 10, you walk into one of those places and the business owner themselves is sitting there running their business. And that's who you want to talk to, right? Remember, our target market is small business owners, self-employed individuals, which is a booming market. It's absolutely exploding. With the gig economy and the freelance economy, that's going to become more and more common as time goes on. All right, so you want to get to those small business owners, those self-employed individuals directly. And the best way to do that is to walk right into a mom and pop business and ask for the owner. Right? And again, we'll do a lot more training on that tomorrow. But that's what you should be spending 80% of your time doing, walking and talking or making the dials, because it's the best way to build your business today. Okay. Now, what is smart marketing? Okay. This is the best way to build your business tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I don't mean February 4th, 2020. I mean down the road. Okay. Down the road. But you got to start now, right? So you got to start with digital marketing. Okay. There's a lot of ways to do it for free. Okay. If you have some money, you can do some paid ads. Okay. If I were to recommend something, if you had some money to spend, I wouldn't spend it on social media right now or digital marketing. I would spend it on flyers, business cards, things that would help you in the community in your walk and talk. All right. But eventually you'll get to the point where you'll buy some social media marketing, some digital marketing, YouTube marketing, Instagram, Facebook, right? LinkedIn. So there's digital marketing, okay? Networking events, all right? It's a great way to build your clientele. Chambers, Chamber of Commerce, every town has one. B&I groups, entrepreneur workshops, right? Small business workshops, okay? Go to these networking events because your customers are there. Network, tell them who you are, what you do, how you can help them, okay? Cross promotion. Who do you cross promote with? P&C agents. Most P&C agents don't want to deal with health insurance, right? Go to all your local State Farm, Progressive, AAA, right? And farmers. Say, hey, I'm a health insurance expert. I want the business, I want your business when your customers ask about health insurance. And on the flip side, I'll send people that ask about P&C to you. You cross promote. Realtors, mortgage brokers, right? Somebody closes on a new mortgage. What's the product that, a whole industry is surviving on out there? Mortgage protection, right? I bet some of you have done that in the past, right? But great cross promoting, okay? Cross promote with your local hot dog stand, okay? Here's a stack of my flyers and my cards. Let me put them right on top of your counter. When people order hot dogs, they see it, right? And what I'll do is you give me some coupons when I'm out in the community and I'm handing out my stuff. I'll staple your hot dog coupons, right? Because they might not be interested in health insurance, but everybody's interested in a free hot dog. Cross promote, okay? Find new innovative ways to cross promote your business. The most successful agents are the most creative agents when it comes to this, okay? And I shouldn't say that necessarily, because I know agents that don't go anywhere. They just pound the phones, pound the phones, pound the phones, pound the phones. They make a ton of money, all right? But I should say this, a lot of agents that have success in this business get very creative when it comes to cross promotion and, and various networking events and things like that, all right? Then you can get into paid ads, TV commercials, billboards, social media, magazines, all right, etc. I was having lunch with one of my mentors in this business, and this guy's, so you understand where, my motivation comes from. My mentor in this business, one of them is probably worth somewhere in the ballpark of $30–40 million. And he's got, one of his agents on his team that is a consistent $2 and $3 million producer year after year after year. And I said, hey, what does she do? And she does all marketing with magazines. He said, I'll be sitting there at a having breakfast, and I'll look down at the ads, on the breakfast placemat, and I'll see her little ad there. And she does, all primarily paid ads, not expensive paid ads, not $50 million or $5 million 30-second Super Bowl ads, right? She's not spending that kind of money. She's spending $200 on this ad, $300 on this ad, $100 on this ad to get herself into, promotional marketing pieces, the coupon booklet that gets mailed out to, 10,000 people. You know what I mean? The yellow pages, the ad on the breakfast table, right? She's doing a lot of those little things, and the return is there because, again, she's writing over $2 million in premium every year. And if you don't know what that equals in commission, it's over $500,000, okay? So I'm sure she gladly spends, 10, 15, 20 grand a year on her marketing materials. All right, guys? So, but again, today, okay, if you have no money to spend on advertising, and even if you do have money to spend on advertising, I don't recommend it just yet, because you got to build a base, all right? You got to build a customer base, all right? Get on the phones, get in the community, all right? Get out there, do some cross-promoting, do the work on the free stuff, because there's a lot of stuff you can do for free before you start spending, all the big bucks on marketing. Okay. All right, guys, I want to stress this. If you're looking for the treasure in this business, you better be on a schedule. All right, so important. I've never trained on this before, ever. This is the first time I'm ever training on this. I've mentioned it in sales meetings, right, and how important it is to be on a schedule, but I've never built it into my training. And I think the reason I'm doing it now is because I want our training to get even more specific, right? I want it to be so specific that there's no question about how you should spend your day. Okay, and if you do have a question, don't hesitate to call your support team. So let's talk about your hours of operation in business. Okay, this is not saying, hey, you have to follow this schedule in order to be successful. This is just an example. All right, this is pretty much my schedule. Okay, this is about as close to my schedule as I can put on there. All right. So every day, 6:30 in the morning, get up, have coffee. If you sleep till 10 o'clock, you are not a business owner. Okay, get out of bed, get up early. Entrepreneurs rise early. Okay, they're excited about the day. Get up at 6:30, have some coffee, get ready to go. By 7:30, get your workout in. All right. The reason I do that in the morning is because it sets the tone for my day. If I work out in the morning, I've got more energy for the day. I'm more excited about the day, which obviously makes me more productive, right? I get into the office around 10 a.m., okay? And I'm here till about 6, working solely on my business, okay? I don't do anything else during the day except work on my business, okay? It's rare that my wife would even call me. She knows if she calls me, it better be important because I'm engaged. I'm running my business. And what should you be doing in that time frame running your business? The marketing strategies that we just talked about. 80% of your time should be spent on dials and walk and talk. Okay? 20% of your time should be spent on cross promotion, networking events, building your social media platforms out. Okay? Looking for other creative ways to market yourself. So what does that mean? If you're going to have a 5-day work week, 4 of those days, you're in the field walking and talking, or you're on the phones dialing for dollars. And one of those days, you're putting your social media posts out there. You're maybe in the field walking and talking, focused solely on cross promoting. So you're going to the state farms and the farmers, and the progressive agencies, the Geico agencies, right? But 80% of your time should be spent focused on the activities that will get you paid today. In the field, walking and talking, on the phones. All right? 20% of your time should be spent on a more long-term approach in terms of marketing. Things that take time to come to fruition in order for you to see the return. All right. From 6 to 6:30, you do a business wrap up. You send your quotes out for the day. You report your sales in LeadMaster. You take a look at your schedule for tomorrow, and you get everything tight. Right. Then you go home, or if you're already at home, which a lot of you are, you work from home. You have family time, personal time. I mean, look at that. You get 2.5 hours there to have family time, personal time. I love when people say I don't have time. Right? I don't have time to build my business. I don't have time to work out. I mean, look at all this time you have here. All right? You got family time, personal time. What does personal time to mean to you? I don't know. Go kill some people on a video game. Right? Play Madden. Whatever personal time is to you. Do a puzzle. I don't know. Right? Meditate. Okay, from 9 to 9:30, you read, and you're in bed by 10. All right, this is a mock schedule, Monday through Thursday, but this is pretty much my schedule. All right, this is my schedule. Family time to me is, talking to my kids, talking to my wife. How was your day? How was your day? Right? Get caught up on all that. All right. Once I'm caught up, I like to read a little, and I get to bed early so I can get up and do it all over again. Again, I'm not telling you this has to be your schedule. Stick to this schedule or you won't make it in this business. Do your own, variation of it. Get up at 6, get to work by 7 a.m., have your coffee, get to work by 7 a.m., work till 4 in the afternoon, then get your workout in, then have some dinner with your family and do some family time, some personal time, then read, then go to bed. Or get up at 7 a.m., read right away with your coffee, get to work by 8:30, work till, you get what I'm saying, right? It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, but you have to be on a schedule. If you wake up every day wondering what you're going to do for the day, and you're not giving yourself a good 7, 8, 9 hour block to focus on your business and another couple hours a day to focus on yourself, then you're not going to achieve success. It's simple as that. Okay, part-timers don't make it in this business. Part-timers make part-time money. Full-timers make full-time money. Every single person that works full-time in this business makes full-time money. Now, full-time money could mean $30,000 your first year, could mean $250,000 your first year. Your talent level will determine how much your full-time income is, your sales talent level, okay? But if you work full-time, you will make full-time money, I promise you, okay? Now, that was Monday through Thursday. Fridays, I get up at 6:30, I have my coffee, I work out in the morning, all very similar, right? From 10 to 3, I'm working on my business. I try to run out of here like Fred Flintstone for the weekend. Okay, so you guys should be focused on your marketing strategies. Okay, from 3 to 4, I'll evaluate the week. Did you hit your goals? Is next week set up for success? Do I need to work on the weekend? All right. When I was in, corporate America working for the gyms, I worked 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 6 days a week. There was no questions asked. Didn't matter if the day landed on a holiday. Didn't matter if I had a family birthday to get to. It did not matter. I worked, and that was what was expected of me. I'm not telling you guys to do that as entrepreneurs, though a lot of entrepreneurs, that's the advice they're going to give you, right? To work 12, 15-hour days, and if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful. Well, I don't think like that. I don't buy that, because I've always been able to advance the ball forward, and I'm not an 80-hour-a-week work guy. Now, if you take the workouts into consideration, the reading into consideration, time with my family, if you consider that work, right? Working on my relationship with my families, then yeah, I work well over 100 hours a week, okay? But as far as the amount of time that I'm actually sitting at my desk or training, talking to customers, talking to agents, talking to, partners, it's about a 40-hour work week. Okay, and that's all you need. And the reason I don't preach 80-hour work week, I preach 40-hour work week, is because ultimately success is achieved over a period of time. All right, so if I said you got to work 80 hours, like U.S. Health Advisors, you go work at U.S. Health Advisors, you're working 8 to 8, 6 days a week. No questions asked. Well, what's going to happen after 90 days? You are freaking burnt, man. You're burnt. You don't want to do it anymore. You're like, the hell with this. Is it really? Then you start questioning, is the money really worth sacrificing my entire life for? And I hope you guys would all answer no, because money doesn't equal success. All right, there's a lot of other factors that play into somebody being successful. All right, so give yourself a doable work schedule, one that you can. I've been on this schedule now since the day I left the gym. For as long as I've been in the insurance business, I've worked, 8, 9, 10-hour days, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, I'm out the door after 5 or 6 hours. And if I have to work on a weekend, I'll come to the office for a few hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, whatever. Depends what I have going for the weekend. But that's a case-by-case basis. Every weekend's different. Most weekends I don't work, some I do. And it's, whether or not I got done what I needed to get done Monday through Friday. If I didn't, then I'm in the office. I got to work. All right? And that's the same should be true for you. If you work the way that I'm telling you to work right now, Monday through Friday, you won't have to work on the weekends. You'll tell yourself on Friday, man, I started on Monday, I'm ending on Friday. I did a great job moving the ball forward in my business. I got 20 quotes out. I presented 6 times. I closed 3. I've got several appointments booked for next week. I feel good about my week, and I feel good about taking the weekend off. Now, if you didn't achieve that, you should be working on the weekend. Okay? So from 4 p.m. till about 10 p.m. on Sunday, guys, that's over 48 hours. It's like, what is that, 56 hours, 54 hours? So for 54 hours straight is free time if your work is not necessary. Am I ever going to burn out working this schedule? That's why I tell my partners, my wife, my family, I say, I'll work till the day I die. And I will, because I'm working a schedule that doesn't absolutely kill me. I'm not burnt out for, guys, this is a time in game. Insurance is a time in game. It's not a get rich quick. It's a time in game. So you got to put your time in. And that's why I give myself a nice break on the weekends, okay, and have my free time. Now, if work is necessary, you work on Saturday. You work on Saturday from 9 to 1 or 10 to 2 or whatever you got to do. You know, if you didn't write any business for the week and your appointment book looks like crap the following week, you should be working on Saturday. And you should be booking that up. And you do that as many Saturdays as you have to. Okay, but the one thing I don't do on the weekends, I don't get out of here at 4 o'clock on a Friday and go home and sit on my ass till 10 p.m. on a Sunday. I'm always, always, always productive on the weekends. Okay, always. So if that means I'm working on my relationship with my family, I'm working on my relationship with, you know, God, and I go to church, I go to a motivational event, maybe I need, you know, to pump my spirits up. I get my workouts in, I read my books, right? Spend time with those who are the most important. So even though on the weekends I might not be in the office focusing hours on end on my business, I'm still productive, okay? So weekends are not for being unproductive. If you spend a Sunday and you're not productive in any way, shape, or form, you wake up, you go to the couch, you sit on the couch, you get off the couch, you walk back into bed, and you go to bed. If that's what you do on a weekend, then you're not going to be successful. You got to always be productive. All right? And so for the record, too, and just so you guys know, I'm available on the weekends across the board, 24/7. All right? There's not a weekend that goes by that I don't talk to an agent or talk to a partner. You know, so I do work on the weekends, but it's sporadic. You know, but if you guys are, you know, if somebody needs me on a weekend, please don't hesitate to call. I am not unavailable. All right? This here is simply an example of what your schedule should look like if you want to achieve success. And the only thing, if you take anything out of these last two slides, take this, all right? You have to work full-time in order to be successful in this business. Full-time work is how you're going to achieve success. There's no way you can be successful working part-time building your business. There's just no way. It's impossible. And to get even more specific on that, work doesn't include reading brochures, right? Right now it does. If you're a brand new agent, that's work. You got to do it right now. But as soon as you get going on the dials and get going on the walk and talk and start marketing yourself, okay, other than a quick overview on a brochure, that's not, you know, reading brochures hours on end is not work. What it is it's fear of doing the real work. It's making you feel better that you're actually working, and then you know you're too afraid to dive in and actually do the real work. That's what reading a brochure does. Right? Oh, I gotta know this product a little bit better because I don't want somebody to ask me a question I don't know the answer to. Well, put yourself in that position because that's how you learn. All right? You're not going to learn it by reading the brochure. You will get questions from people that you don't know the answer to, but that's how you learn it. You call me, you call Joe, and we'll walk you through it. Simple as that. We get the question answered. We'll even jump on the phone with you and help you close your customer. All right, so you got to work full-time, and you got to work full-time doing the right things, which is dials, walk and talk, and all your smart marketing, cross-promoting, digital marketing, networking events. All right, 40 hours a week minimum doing those things, and you will be more successful than you ever thought possible. I promise you. All right. So again, just an example of a schedule that if you stick to it, you will be successful. And hey, everybody's been on a schedule at some point. Everybody, whether it was, just from going to school or, working a 9 to 5, everybody's been on a schedule. So if you think that you're just going to work your business in your free time and be a success, that's not the case. You got to get on a schedule and you got to work it. All right. All right. So in conclusion to that, all right, work on your business. That's what you're going to spend the bulk of your time doing, is working on your business. Okay. The next is going to be working on yourself. Okay. So if you spend 40 hours a week working on your business, you should spend 10 hours a week working on yourself. Okay. How do you work on yourself? We just talked about it. Work out, read, right? Go to motivational events. Listen to motivation on YouTube. I did a lot of that. All right. Go to church. Work on your faith. Work on your mindset, your mentality. Make sure that you are mentally tough enough to go through the turmoil that you could potentially go through when building a business. As this business has brought me to tears. Okay. That's true. This business has had me in tears at times. All right. That was my test. Okay. Thank God I passed it. So work on your business. First and foremost, work on yourself. It's equally as important. Work on your relationships. Okay. I think the passing of Kobe Bryant this past week, or just over a week ago, was probably a really big kick in the gut to a lot of people. But I also think that a lot of good comes from it. I hate saying that, but a lot of good came from it, because I think a lot of people realize that any grudge that you have with somebody that you care about is just not worth it, right? So you work on the relationships with the people that are the most important, okay? And this is how you have success, guys. Then now what happens is your business starts to move forward. You're working on yourself, so your personal development's starting to move forward. You're getting in better shape. You're starting to eat better. You're reading, so you're learning more, right? All relevant information to your business. You're working on your relationships, so the people that are closest to you, you have a good foundation there. You have a good relationship with them. But that's how you have success. Okay, work on your faith, work on your hobbies, and also work on your R&R. If you do all of the top right, if you work on your business, you work on yourself, you work on your relationships, you work on your faith, and you work on your hobbies, then you are you've earned some R&R. Okay, and that's even as important as all of the other ticks there. Working on your R&R is just as important as working on your business. All right, so you don't burn out, because again, being in business is a time in game. You're not going to be as successful today as you're going to be in 12 months. And you're not going to be as successful in 12 months as you're going to be in 5 years. That's called business. All right. So work on all those aspects of your life, and that's how you ultimately become successful. I want to talk about the support tools that we have available for you guys, which we went over. We talked about the university, AHPT University. There's a few very good trainings in there right now. We're going to add some more to it this week. It's going to be a continuously evolving site. We're always going to be adding more and more to the university. We've got LeadMaster, right? Again, it is what it is right now. We've got a lot of good lead programs in there for you guys. We're going to be adding more lead programs with social media and live transfers, and we're going to be continuously adding more tools in the LeadMaster program in order for you guys to have success. All right. We've got administrative support, okay? You guys should have all been in touch with Karina at some point. If you haven't been, here's her email, okay? Her phone number is also on the welcome email that we send out to all new agents. So get in contact with Karina for contracting needs, getting set up on the AHBTU or getting set up on LeadMaster. Anything that, you know, is administrative, then Karina's going to be your go-to, all right? We also have Luis Antonio Salazar. Luis is marketing, okay? He's doing our social media platforms for us, all right? He can do the same for you. You will have access to Luis, all right? So when you are ready to set up your business page on Facebook, or you know, you want to set up a LinkedIn profile, or you want to get your, you know, do your videos and have them go onto YouTube, Luis can help you with all that. All right, so Luis is marketing support. Joe Moranto, my partner, is your primary source of agent support. All right, and Joe's he's gonna get very busy very quickly, right? Because we've just started our 2020 recruiting campaign. This is the first new agent training of 2020. We're gonna be doing this every other week moving forward. Joe's gonna get very busy, but I will tell you this, Joe never lets an agent wait long without getting back to him. When you call Joe, if he doesn't answer, it's because he's on the phone with another agent and he calls you back almost immediately, okay? If you text him, you get a response almost immediately. If you email him, he's on it, all right? That is the #1 priority that Joe has, supporting agents. And there's no stupid question that you could possibly ask Joe, okay? He loves getting questions from the field because it tells him that you're working. If you're working, you will have questions for Joe. If we never hear from you, then the odds are good you're not working, because there's no way you could possibly know everything that you need to know at this stage in the game. You're gonna have questions. So please don't hesitate to call Joe. And don't think you're being annoying by calling him 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, because it's just the opposite. He loves that, okay? Nothing excites Joe more than an agent who calls him relentlessly asking questions, because again, it tells us that you're working and you're working hard. All right, take all these things, put them together, and you add you being disciplined, following the schedule that you set for yourself, staying plugged in, all right, attending meetings, getting plugged into the AHBT Facebook group, which is AHBT Brokers, all right? So go to Facebook right now and look for AHBT Brokers, all right, and get yourself plugged in. We put a lot of information into that group. You working the system, which what again is the system? Spending 80% of your time doing dials and walk and talk, another 20% of your time doing smart marketing, and between that, that should be 40 hours a week total, and if you do that, then you're going to be ultimately creating life-changing success. Guys, I don't just sit here and spew this stuff because I think it will happen. I sit here and I talk about this stuff so passionately because I've seen it happen time and time again. I've seen people come out of, agents come out of call centers where they're used to making 30, 35 grand a year, and they'll literally make $200,000 their first year. And if you don't think that changes your life, you're nuts. Okay, I've seen that happen. Okay, I continue to see agents that we brought into the business 5 years ago flourish, okay, to the tune of multiple offices across the country and very, very high 6-figure incomes. I've seen it. Okay, I can give you guys countless examples of it. But I will tell you that there's not one person that has achieved that hasn't paid their dues and put the hard work up front that's necessary in order to achieve that. So get busy, guys. All right. If it's contracting, if it's training, you know, if you haven't watched the AHBT University carrier trainings, I would get that done today. So tomorrow we'll go over some sales training. Then I would watch the AHBT sales training tomorrow. And, you know, once you start having writing numbers, get into the Lead Master program and start getting on the phones. All right. Start skinning your knees a little bit and be willing to suck. All right. Don't be surprised if you get on the phone after doing a couple of days of training and you get on the phone on Wednesday or Thursday this week and you absolutely suck. Don't be surprised if that happens. Okay. You have to get better each day. You have to get through that sucky period before, guys, I was awful my first day on the phones. Didn't know the product, didn't know any of the competition. I didn't know anything. I was awful. That first day on the phones and probably the first month on the phones, I was totally lost and unconfident at what I was selling. All I knew was the script and how to run a quote when somebody said yes. That was it. It was all I knew. And I was under the impression that, you know, then I learned that real good. And my work day consisted of how many quotes can I get out? 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 And I drove that number. All right, guys. And then eventually I started driving the presentation number and then closing and then the AV number. And guys, so it all starts with drive. The first thing is to get on a schedule and work the hours that you set for yourself. Okay. Then drive the dials, drive the contacts. Then you'll drive the presentations. Okay. Then you drive the sales, which will drive the AV, which will drive the income. All right. But don't be thinking solely on income right now because there's a lot of factors that go into earning that income. All right. So focus on the activity first, the money will come. All right, guys, that's what I've got for today's training. Again, make sure that you get plugged into tomorrow's training. We'll be doing that at the same time. All right. So what do we have? Noon Eastern, 11 Central. And if you guys need anything today, don't hesitate to reach out to Joe or myself. All right, guys. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. If you need to get done contracting, get your contracting done. Get get with Karina, find out find out an update on where you're, what's going on with your contracts and your writing numbers. Because as soon as we get through some of this training, it's go time. It's time to get on the horn and get active. All right, guys. All right. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I will talk to you guys soon. All right. Thank you.